Hi, my name is Ijaz. Today I'll give you an overview of IELTS listening. Number one, there is only one listening test. In both academic and general training tests, listening is the same. The test format and the scoring format is the same. The students who intend to take the academic or general training tests have the same listening. Number two, IELTS listening section is the first part of IELTS test. Listening is the first part of the IELTS test. It is completed in the morning. After completing listening, you approach reading and then writing. Speaking is done separately. Speaking test can be done a day before or the next day of the test, and the center will notify you about that. You don't need to worry about that. Number three, the test is designed to reflect some of the real-world listening situations. IELTS listening test is designed in a way that it reflects some of the real-life situations. The conversations can be about social, official, semi-official, or academic topics. The next thing, number four, the level of difficulty increases through the paper. Now, when I say through the paper, it means that as you go through the paper, as you proceed, the level of difficulty will increase. The first two sections are considered easier than the other two sections. The fourth section is considered the most challenging. Number five, a wide range of topics and tasks to test your comprehension skills. In IELTS listening test, there is a wide range of topics which will be covered during the listening. For instance, listening for specific information, listening for details, listening for the gist, and understanding the main idea. Number six, the test consists of 4 recorded sections. Number seven, there are 10 questions in each section. Each question carries 1 mark. Each recording is played once. There is a variety of questions. For example, fill in the blanks, completing a form, completing a chart or a diagram, completing some notes, matching questions, and multiple choice questions. Next thing, number 7, you write all your answers on the question paper as you listen. Number 12, the listening part of the test takes about 30 minutes. Number 13, there are 4 sections of the listening tests. Now we will talk about the different listening sections in detail. First of all, let's talk about section 1. In section 1, you will have 2 speakers and they will talk about a social situation. For example, there can be a phone conversation, someone booking a table in a restaurant, asking for a technician as the washing machine has stopped working, cancelling the appointments as the doctor is ill, registering for a course. So in all these questions, what is something required? Specific information. You need to find specific information, for instance, a date, a number, name of a person, name of a place, something like that. It's quite straightforward, and this is the easiest part of the listening test. After section 1, we move on to section 2. Section 2, you will have one person speaking. It's a social context. For example, someone who is explaining a situation, or a tour guide explaining a building or a resort or a place, someone talking about a company, a charity thing, or like talking about a place or an organization. That is section 2. Section 1 and section 2 are considered as the easier ones as compared to section 3 and section 4. Now, let's talk about section 3. Section 3, there are 3 or 4 speakers, and they are talking in academic context. I mean, some students, professors, maybe they are sitting in their office, in the classroom, in the hall, they are discussing something, or 3 or 4 persons speaking. That makes it very challenging, that you have to understand who is speaking and what the speaker is saying about. What I mean, that you have 3 or 4 persons, they are talking about something. For example, the professor gave the assignment to the students, and students are greatly annoyed as they don't find the right books for completing the assignment, and the due date is approaching. Now they are discussing and giving different suggestions that in this situation, how they can manage to complete the assignment in the given time. So they are discussing some kind of problem. You should know who is speaking and who is saying what. So this part slightly, when you try to find out something about every person, that makes it difficult to understand. After that, we move on to section 4. Section 4 is just one person speaking. It's like a university style lecture. And this is considered the most difficult task. This is the last part of your listening test. It's a university style lecture. For example, a professor giving a lecture on how the game of chess was invented, or he might be talking about how children acquire the language. He's just like giving a lecture, he's going in detail the whole process of language acquisition, how a child acquires the language. So you have to understand the whole concept, whatever he is talking. It's not a common thing, it's something abstract, some deep knowledge. You have to do the multitasking thing. You must be reading, listening, and at the same time working on to find the right answer, and you don't have enough time. So that makes this task quite challenging. But if you have like enough practice, nothing to worry about. After completing section 4, your listening stops. The 30 minutes time is over. You are done with the listening, but you are not done with the test yet. After completing section 4, the next thing, which is very important, you move on to transferring your answers from the question paper to the answer sheet. Once the recording has finished, you have 10 minutes to transfer your answers onto the answer sheet. Examiner will provide you the answer sheet and he will give you 10 minutes. You write your center number on the sheet as you see on the screen. You write your personal details, your candidate number, date of birth, or your complete name, and then you look at question 1. You start from question 1 and you reach to question number 40. You try use pencil, so if you have a wrong answer, you can erase it and write it again, and write with the clear handwriting, and just complete all these 40 questions. Copy from the question paper and write down on this answer sheet. A couple of other things while you are writing, remember these things. Spell the words correctly. All the words, whatever you are writing, you should write with accurate spellings. You must be very careful when you are writing, because if you write the wrong spelling, you will not be graded for that question. Another thing, in multiple choice questions, write the correct letter, not the word. For example, if you are given 4 choices, choice A, B, C, and D. And when you choose the right answer, don't write the choice, don't write the word, write the letter. Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Or is it D? So whatever is the answer, write. After that, be very careful while you are transferring your answers. Some students, they mess up when they are transferring your answers. One of my students, instead of writing the listening answers in the listening answer sheet, he wrote the listening answers in the reading and the reading answers in the listening. After completing the test and giving it to the examiner, he realized that, but that was too late. Another thing, for example, question 1 answer you can write in question 2, and question 2 answer can be written in question number 1. So be very careful when you are transferring your answers. The answers which you have written on the question paper, they don't matter. The answers which you have written on the answer sheet, that is the answer sheet which will be graded or which will be marked. The last thing, that complete the missing questions by guessing. While you are transferring from the question paper to the answer sheet, and do not leave any question unanswered. There is no negative marking. Go back to any question you could not answer and try to guess the answer from the context. If you leave empty spaces, you will not be getting any mark for that. But if you make like calculated guesses, keep in mind, recall the listening and look at the context of the words or the sentence and write down the correct answer. Maybe out of 5 questions which you have missed, you will get like 2 or 3 correct answers. So use calculated guessing technique, and before going for the exam, have enough practice about the guessing technique. So don't worry, there is no negative marking. If you get the wrong answer, you will not get minus marks for that. I wish you good luck for your exam. And what I say, don't stress, do your best, and forget the rest. Thank you.